name is Ashton Drake, and I bring to you the harsh reality of exploring heritage. So, this presentation is on heritage tourism, which describes the exploration of the past through the present. And this is done by engaging in preserved cultural practices or by viewing land of historical significance. Heritage tourism activities can range from viewing museums and artifacts all the way to exploring traditional cuisines. What I want to address is the impact that colonialism has on the way we view heritage. So let's look at Ghana, for example, where many of the recognized heritage sites are remnants of British and Portuguese colonialism, specifically fortresses built to carry out the slave trade. Here we can see Barack Obama visiting the Cape Coast Castle built by the Portuguese. While it is important history, there is much more to be understand about what was done to the Ghanaians rather than how they lived. Much of the heritage sites in Ghana are attributed to the slave trade rather than the cultural practices and traditions of the pre-colonial Ghanaians. This means that the colonizer imprint overshadows important indigenous culture. Similarly to Ghana, many of the recognized heritage sites in South American countries like Cuba and the Dominican Republic are byproducts of Spanish colonialism. Just as you can see down here is the Columbus Palace, which is recognized as the first European fortress built in the Americas. Other heritage sites in Cuba and the Dominican Republic include Spanish cathedrals and coffee plantations. So while it is important history, this colonial history takes the spotlight away from important indigenous history and leaves little to be understood about pre-colonial culture and traditions. So here's the problem I'm addressing. By giving the spotlight to these colonial heritage sites, the indigenous history continues to be erased and forgotten. Now, you could argue that, like many forms of tourism, heritage tourism generates revenue and benefits local economies and helps them improve their infrastructure. But as we can see with Lebanon, for example, which is ripe with natural heritage, increased infrastructure might not always be a good thing. Here's the Kadisha Valley. It's cherished for its natural beauty and religious historical significance. There are concerns that increasing infrastructure to accommodate tourism can encroach upon and obstruct its natural beauty and historical significance. So, should heritage tourism be practiced? So, in order to preserve indigenous history, seek out pre-colonial heritage sites. Visit structures built by the indigenous people and view the land that was significant to them. Try to learn about their traditions and culture prior to colonialization. And avoid over tourism to natural heritage sites like the Kadesha Valley in Lebanon. Be mindful of when you're visiting and why you're going. If it's a part of a recent trend, perhaps wait until the trend subsides. Be careful not to spawn the need for increased infrastructure that can be detrimental to the importance of the land. It's a shame to see the heritage of any culture, people, or place be destroyed and erased. So be mindful of when, where, and why you go in order to preserve important heritage. Thank you.